Welcome back to the English Learning Podcast, everyone. I am your host, Emma, and I am absolutely thrilled you are tuning in today. We have a fantastic episode ahead that will help you talk about your future plans with real confidence. So grab your headphones, find a comfortable place to sit, and get ready to practice out loud with us. Remember, the best way to learn is to participate actively, not just listen passively.
Hey there, listeners. Jake here, and I am so excited to join Emma for this conversation. Today, we are going to explore a topic that touches every single one of us, no matter where we live or what language we speak. I know you are going to learn some incredibly useful expressions today, and I truly hope you will feel brave enough to repeat them aloud and make them part of your own vocabulary.
Today, we are talking about goals and ambitions. This is one of the most practical topics you can master because it comes up in so many everyday conversations. You might discuss your future at a job interview, with a new friend, or even with a stranger on a train. Knowing how to express your dreams clearly will help you sound more natural, more confident, and much more interesting when you speak English.
That is exactly right, Emma. Just last week, someone asked me about my 5-year plan during a casual dinner, and I realized how common these questions are. Goals and ambitions are part of normal small talk and deep conversation alike. Whether you are describing your dream job or simply talking about your weekend plans, you need the right vocabulary and grammar to explain what you want from life.
Let's begin with a fun reflection. When you were a child, what did you want to be when you grew up? I will tell you my secret first. I wanted to be a professional dancer. I used to imagine myself performing on beautiful stages around the world. It was a magical childhood dream. But as I grew older, my adult ambitions changed completely. Listeners, what was your childhood dream? Pause right now and say your answer out loud.
Oh, I love this question. When I was a little kid, I dreamed of becoming an astronaut. I thought it would be absolutely incredible to float in space and look down at the Earth from above. But today, my adult ambitions are completely different. I want to build a creative career that lets me travel and tell meaningful stories. It is completely normal for childhood dreams to evolve into something more realistic as we learn more about ourselves.
I love your honesty, Jake. It is absolutely normal for our dreams to change as we grow. Now, let's talk about a key expression: set goals. When you set goals, you decide exactly what you want to achieve, and you give yourself a clear target to aim for. I set goals for my career, my health, and my personal relationships every single year. You cannot hit a target if you do not know where you are aiming.
I used to be terrible at this. I never wrote down my goals, and I just waited for good things to happen magically. But now I understand that if you want to achieve goals, you need a real plan and a realistic timeline. To achieve goals means to successfully complete what you set out to do. Last year, I set a goal to read 20 books, and I felt so proud when I finally achieved it in December.
Congratulations, Jake. That is a wonderful example of dedication. Now, let's add another important distinction. We talk about short-term goals and long-term goals. Short-term goals are things you want to accomplish soon, like this month or this year. Long-term goals are much bigger dreams that might take 5, 10, or even 20 years to fulfill. Think of short-term goals as the small steps that help you reach your long-term vision.
That makes perfect sense to me. One of my short-term goals is to finish a photography course in the next 3 months. I also have a long-term goal of publishing my own travel book someday. That dream might take 5 years or more, but I know that if I keep working on my short-term goals, I will eventually get there. The connection between daily actions and big dreams is really important.
Exactly. Now, let's move to the world of work. Many people love to talk about their dream job, which is the perfect job they would choose if they could do anything in the world. We also talk about your career path, which is the journey of different jobs and experiences that lead you toward your ultimate ambition. Jake, what is your dream job, and how do you see your career path unfolding in the future?
My dream job is to become a freelance travel journalist who also takes professional photos. I know that is not going to happen overnight, so I am working towards something more immediate right now. I am building a portfolio and taking small freelance projects whenever I can. To work towards something means you are making steady, consistent progress in a specific direction. I am doing this one step at a time.
That is such a smart approach, Jake. But I know it is not always easy to stay motivated, especially when you face rejection from a magazine or when your progress feels invisible to everyone around you. Why do you think some people struggle to keep going when they do not see immediate results? What makes it so difficult to continue working on something that truly matters to your heart and your future?
I think many people struggle because they expect instant success. They want to see a massive change after just 1 week of effort. And when that does not happen, they feel completely defeated. I felt that way about learning guitar. I was terrible at first, and I almost quit after a month. But then I decided to step out of my comfort zone and try a completely different learning method. That single decision changed everything.
You bring up such a great expression, step out of your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is the place where everything feels safe and familiar. But if you never try anything new, you never grow. I stepped out of my comfort zone when I started teaching online, and it was absolutely terrifying at first, but it was worth it. Now, let's talk about another beautiful phrase, pursue your passion.
To pursue your passion means to actively follow the things that make you feel alive and excited. I decided to pursue my passion for storytelling, even when it was difficult and uncertain. Of course, there were always obstacles. Whenever you try something meaningful, you have to overcome challenges. I overcame the challenge of not having a professional camera by starting with my phone and saving money slowly over time.
That is real determination. And when things get tough, you must remember to never give up. I know that sounds like something from a motivational poster, but it is honestly the most important attitude you can have. When I failed my first teaching certification exam, I cried for 2 days straight. But I did not give up, and I passed it on my second try. Failure is only permanent if you decide to stop trying.
That is such a powerful story, Emma. Never give up is definitely easier to say than to do, but it is essential for long-term success. Now, let's look at some grammar that will help you talk about these experiences. When we discuss future plans that we have already decided on, we use going to. For example, I am going to finish my photography portfolio next month. This shows a clear intention.
Perfect. Going to is your best friend for planned intentions. You can say, I am going to study medicine, or she is going to move to London next spring. But now, Jake, you asked a great question last week. When do we use will instead of going to? Many learners confuse these two, so let's make it simple and clear for everyone listening right now.
Yes, I still get confused sometimes, so I want to make sure I understand correctly. I know that will is for predictions, like, I think technology will change education forever. And it is also for quick decisions, like if someone offers you coffee and you say, I will have a cup, please. But can you confirm if I am using this in the right way? I do not want to keep making the same mistakes.
You are absolutely right, Jake. Will is for predictions about the future and for decisions you make in the exact moment of speaking. Meanwhile, going to is for plans you already decided before the conversation. We also use want to for strong desires, hope to for aspirations that depend on other factors, and would like to for polite, formal ambitions. Can you try making a polite sentence with would like to?
I would like to improve my public speaking skills because I get nervous when I speak in front of large groups. I would like to take a professional course if I can afford it next year. And I would like to ask our listeners a question too. What habits do you want to build this year? Do you want to read more books, exercise more often,
or build good habits around studying English every single day.
Those are excellent examples, Jake. I would like to give you a round of applause. Now, let's connect this to daily life. When you build good habits, you create positive routines that happen automatically without much mental effort. Good habits are the true foundation of success. We also need to talk about time management, which is the skill of organizing your hours so you can accomplish everything without unnecessary stress.
I had absolutely terrible time management when I was a university student. I always started my homework at midnight, I drank too much coffee, and I was constantly tired, anxious, and unhappy. Today, I use a simple calendar app to plan my entire week in advance, and that helps me stay focused on what really matters most. Without good time management, even the best laid plans fall apart completely. I learned that lesson the hard way, but it stayed with me forever.
Calendars are a lifesaver. And speaking of focus, stay focused means to keep your attention on your goal and avoid distractions like social media or endless television. I know it is difficult when your phone keeps buzzing with notifications. Listeners, what helps you stay focused when you are trying to learn English or achieve any other important goal? Think about it and say your answer out loud right now.
For me, turning off notifications helps me stay focused more than anything else. I also put my phone in another room when I need to write something important. Another tool that works is the Pomodoro technique, where you work for 25 minutes and then rest for 5. It is amazing how much you can accomplish when you truly protect your attention. Small changes create enormous results over time.
Small changes are exactly what we need. Now, let's look at a grammar structure that is perfect for talking about goals. The first conditional helps us connect present actions to future results. The structure is if plus present simple, then will plus base verb. For example, if I practice speaking every day, I will become more confident. Or if you save $10 a day, you will have enough for a vacation soon.
Let me try some examples. If I finish this photography course, I will apply for a magazine internship immediately. If I wake up 1 hour earlier, I will have time to exercise before work. And if I eat more vegetables, I will feel more energetic throughout the day. Oh, and I also want to mention because clauses, right? We use because to give clear reasons for our ambitions and our decisions.
Yes, because is the magic word that makes your goals sound strong and logical. For example, I am going to the gym because I want to improve my health. Or I want to learn English because I would like to work for an international company. Listeners, I want you to complete this sentence out loud right now. I want to achieve my goal because... What is your reason? Say it in English without fear.
I want to achieve my goal of becoming a professional writer because I truly believe that everyone has a unique story that deserves to be heard by the world. Now, let's talk about something deeper. Every single time you push yourself to learn something new or face a difficult situation, you experience personal growth. Personal growth means becoming better mentally, emotionally, and professionally. And lifelong learning is the beautiful idea that we should never stop educating ourselves. Ever.
Lifelong learning is something I am deeply passionate about. I believe that your education does not end when you leave school or university. Now, let's talk about progress. Make progress means to move forward and improve, even if the steps are tiny. If you learned just one new expression today, you are already making progress. And remember, you do not need to do everything at once. You can simply take small steps.
I absolutely love the idea of taking small steps. Last year, I felt completely overwhelmed by the idea of writing a whole book. So instead, I decided to write just 200 words every single morning. It felt almost too small to matter, but after 6 months, I had written over 30,000 words. That experience taught me that consistency and small daily actions always beat occasional massive efforts.
That is mathematics working in your favor, Jake. 200 words a day becomes a mountain over time. Now, let's discuss reach your potential. This means to become the best possible version of yourself. But to do this, you need realistic expectations. If you expect to speak perfect English after 1 week of practice, you will feel disappointed and sad. Realistic expectations protect your motivation and your happiness.
I learned that lesson with guitar. I expected to play like a famous rock star after only 3 months, and I was crushed when I still sounded like a beginner. My expectations were completely unrealistic. Now I give myself much more time, and I celebrate small improvements instead. I think we should all encourage our friends to pursue their ambitions without judging how fast or slow they choose to move.
Encouraging others is one of the best gifts you can give. When your friend shares a dream, you can say, "I believe in you," or "You can do it." These simple words give people strength when they feel weak. We all need a supportive community around us. But here is an important question. How do we balance our big ambitions with our daily happiness? Can we truly have both at the same time?
I believe we must have both, or the ambition is simply not worth it. Success without happiness feels completely empty. I define success as working on things I care about while still having time for friends, family, and proper rest. For me, happiness is not the opposite of ambition. It is part of it. I build good habits around both work and relaxation so that neither side takes over my entire life.
That is a mature and healthy perspective, Jake. Happiness and ambition should support each other, not fight each other. Now, let's reflect on why goals change over time. When I was 20 years old, my goal was to live in a huge city and work for a famous corporation. Today, my goals are different because my values have changed. This is completely natural, and it shows that you are growing.
My goals have changed too. 5 years ago, I wanted to climb the corporate ladder as quickly as possible. But after some difficult experiences, I realized that I value freedom and creativity more than an impressive job title. Our goals change because we learn from failure. Every time we fall down, we have a chance to stand up smarter and stronger. That is why failure is not the opposite of success.
Failure is actually part of the journey toward success. When I did not get accepted into my first choice university, I thought my life was completely over. But that failure led me to a different school, where I discovered my true love for teaching. Learning from failure is one of the most powerful skills you can develop. Listeners, what challenges have you overcome in your life? Pause and say your answer out loud.
Overcoming challenges makes us stronger and more resilient. Now, let's talk about something that confuses many people: discipline versus motivation. A lot of learners think they need to feel excited every single day in order to make progress. But motivation is just a feeling, and feelings come and go. Discipline is much more reliable. Discipline means you follow your plan even when you do not feel like it.
You are absolutely right, Jake. Discipline is the bridge that carries you across the river when motivation runs out. You will not always feel excited to practice English, but if you have discipline, you will open your book anyway. That is why I recommend building good habits rather than waiting for inspiration to strike. If you study at the same time every day, your brain begins to expect it automatically.
The habit of writing down my 3 top priorities every morning has been absolutely life-changing. It takes less than 5 minutes, but it forces me to stay focused on what really matters. I also review my week every Sunday night. I ask myself, did I make progress? Did I overcome any challenges? What do I want to improve next week? This habit keeps me connected to my long-term goals.
Sunday reviews are a fantastic habit. Now, let's talk about health and fitness goals, because many of our listeners have ambitions related to their physical well-being. Maybe you want to eat better, sleep more deeply, or run a faster kilometer. In English, we say, "I am trying to improve my fitness," or "My goal is to lead a healthier lifestyle." These are natural and very common expressions.
Health is definitely one of my current focuses.
I want to improve my fitness because I want to have more energy and feel stronger every day. But I also have some financial goals this year. I want to save more money because I hope to buy a professional camera someday. Financial goals are important because money gives us the freedom to invest in our personal growth and pursue our passion.
Saving money requires patience, just like learning a language. It is important to have realistic expectations about your finances, too. Let's shift to a reflective question. If you could give advice to your younger self, what would you say? I would tell my younger self to be patient and to stop comparing herself to others. Comparison is the thief of joy, and everyone moves at their own pace.
If I could talk to my younger self, I would say, take more risks and do not be afraid of rejection. Every no brings you closer to a yes. Also, start building good habits earlier because they compound over time. I would also remind myself that language learning is a long-term goal, and it is perfectly normal not to understand everything at the very beginning of the journey that you hear.
Oh, Jake, that is beautiful advice. And you are absolutely right that language learning itself is a perfect example of a long-term goal. You do not learn a language in a single week or month. It takes years of practice, mistakes, corrections, and quiet persistence. But every podcast you listen to, every conversation you attempt, and every new word you learn is a step forward. You are making progress right now.
It is absolutely true, and everyone should remember this. Just by listening to this episode today, each one of you is actively investing in your future and choosing to grow as a person. So where do I see myself in 5 years from now? I see myself working as a professional photographer and writer, traveling to different countries and helping people tell their most important stories. I also see myself speaking more languages and mentoring younger creatives. But I know I need to keep working toward these dreams every single day.
I have no doubt you will get there, Jake. Now, before we finish, let's review the most important vocabulary expressions. We talked about how to set goals and how to achieve goals. We discussed short-term goals and long-term goals. We also covered dream job, career path, work towards something, stay motivated, step out of your comfort zone, pursue your passion, overcome challenges, and never give up.
Don't forget personal growth, lifelong learning, make progress, take small steps, reach your potential, realistic expectations, time management, build good habits, and stay focused. These are all powerful tools for your English and your life. If you can use even half of these expressions naturally, you will sound much more confident when you talk about your future with native speakers.
Wonderful. Now, let's review the useful grammar structures. We practiced going to for plans that you have already decided on. We used will for predictions and quick decisions. We looked at want to for strong desires, hope to for softer aspirations, and would like to for polite ambitions. We also built first conditional sentences with if and will, and we gave many reasons using because.
I am going to practice these structures every day. I believe that consistent practice will make everything easier. If I study for 20 minutes every morning, I will see real improvement. And I want to keep learning because personal growth is important to me. See what I did there? I used almost everything we reviewed in just a few sentences.
Excellent work, Jake. Now, here are the key speaking tips. First, always give reasons for your goals using because. Second, use would like to for polite situations like job interviews. Third, remember to take small steps instead of trying to do everything immediately. Fourth, use first conditional sentences to connect your actions to your future results. And finally, practice talking about your goals out loud as often as you can.
I completely agree. Listen, everyone, you are all capable of incredible things. Your English is not perfect today, but you are making progress every single time you press play on this podcast. Do not let fear stop you from sharing your dreams with the world. Whether you want a new career,
better health, or stronger relationships. You have the power to work toward them. Believe in yourself first.
Thank you, Jake. That was so inspiring. Now, listeners, I want you to reflect on one goal you want to achieve. It can be big or small. Maybe you want to finish a book, start a new course, or have a conversation in English without fear. Picture it in your mind right now. What is the first small step you can take tomorrow? Write it down. Say it out loud. Make it real today.
And take one small action today. Open your notebook and write down 3 goals. Write one short-term goal, one long-term goal, and one habit you want to build. Then write one sentence using because to explain why each goal matters to you. Do not wait for Monday. Do not wait for next month. Start today, because today is the only day you can actually control.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode, everyone. We hope you enjoyed talking about goals and ambitions, and we hope you feel more confident discussing your future in English. Keep practicing these expressions, keep building your vocabulary, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself. We hope you will continue practicing English every single day. Every small step counts, and your future self will thank you.
Goodbye, everyone. Keep learning, keep growing, and never give up on your dreams, no matter how difficult the road becomes. Take everything you learned today and use it in a real conversation this week. Remember that progress happens one small step at a time. We will see you in the next episode, and we cannot wait to hear about the amazing progress you are making out there.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.